Speech podcast. I'm glad you guys have joined me today on this auspicious podcast. I hope you guys managed to watch the previous episode of Bring the Viking as we talk about the growth mindset. And today we will be covering the topic of dedication to excellence. And I thought of who could I bring in for a certain individual which has that kind of dedication to the skill and the job of being excellent in their lives. I thought hard and well, and I came up with none other than the life of the party, the individual which turns the music up and everybody gets bopping. You know who it is DJ Nella. Actually, Nella,
Appreciate that intro, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know me, bro. You know me. I won't say anything less of you. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing less to say for DJ Nella. Hey, I'm on that, you know. I'm gonna try that on Parental now. I'm not even joking, you. Like, yeah, because we planned that in Malaga, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know what? A hype man don't sound too bad, you know. But like I was saying, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like the general, like the chance of you being here right now. Obviously, yesterday morning you thought you were gonna be at home doing some work, I'm sure. But like here you are today. I'm forever grateful. Yeah, I know, in Stoke, of all places. Who would have thought, right? But what are you up to nowadays? What are you like? So give us a brief background on what you do now.
I'm just finishing off my degree in aerospace engineering.
Yeah.
So I've got that going on, but I've got a few other things going on the side. So
yeah.
DJing, got events and digital visuals, digital studios.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, so what got you into? So I'll go straight into the deep end. What got you into DJing?
So it started off in first year of uni where one of my boys, Rohan, he had a Dex, and then I would go around to his flat, just chill, just vibes, and then I just see the Dex, and I'm intrigued about what it does and how I can change songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of intrigued me, and I was dedicated to sort of try and learn the whole aspects of DJing from there. Sort of went on from there, and then I sort of just carried on as a sense like.
Yeah.
No, like just carried on. Just
with more event. When was your first event?
My first event was actually in Leicester. My first event, like unofficial event, was like a Christmas program. You know, like
oh wow!
My Christmas program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me first ever DJing.
Was that a free program or
that was a free program.
Oh wow! Like I mean, you managed to experiment at the same time. Like, did you have any? So obviously, like most DJs, they go into the world of DJing when they know they're good on aux at the start. Like, did you have any prior aux experience, or like, would you just went straight into the DJ?
I just went into the deep end. Like, I was like, let me try this out. Let me see what I can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so at home, I just like every now and then, because that curiosity of like how this works, how the whole DJing thing works, was still there. So I just did it. Just went and did it, and then like I just practiced at home, and I was like, okay, calm, I can get pretty good at this. So I just kept practicing, and then the first event came. That was the Leicester Christmas program, Malaysia Christmas program. And then afterwards, I just carried on. This was pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
This was pre-COVID, so like obviously I had no studies going on, but then I didn't really do many extracurricular activities at uni.
Yeah.
So I wanted to fill the time that I had. So I was trying to find something that I can fill the time with.
And was that the DJ?
That was the DJ. That was the puzzle that was missing.
Okay. Yeah. So like say give us a background on like what course you do right now then. So like people get the aspect of.
So right now I'm in my 4th year of aerospace engineering at Swansea University.
Yeah.
Nearly done.
And so. Imagine, I'm sure like in the last 2 years you were DJing pretty much.
So for the last 2 years I was DJing for quite a bit. But this year it actually took off quite a bit for me.
Yeah.
But for the past 2 years, like it sort of started out. So it started out with Sean. So Sean, he actually organised Christmas, not Christmas, sorry, Halloween.
Halloween event.
Halloween event, sorry,
Yeah.
wrong season.
No, of course.
So a Halloween event in
Yeah.
Swansea, and he was looking for a DJ. And I was like, okay, cool, let me give it a go. So,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, so
That was an opportunity which presented itself, and
Exactly.
you didn't say no to it.
Exactly. So I was looking for, by that point, I was looking for opportunities for me to showcase my skills,
Mhm.
showcase what I've learned over this past 2 years
Yeah.
of me trying to learn DJing. So Sean came along and he gave me this opportunity, and I think the event went pretty well.
Mhm.
So the event went pretty well, and and then afterwards it came to an idea of starting a Malayali society in
Oh, wow.
Swansea.
Okay.
So, and then the best way we thought we could like announce our society to the audience was through like a Malu night out.
Yeah, of course.
At that time, Malu night out was very not common. It's not common as it is now.
Yeah.
So at the time, we thought it was a good idea, and we already have a DJ on board.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's give it a shot. So that was my first.
So what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. We'll just give it a go. Like, just
Yeah.
try it, just give it a go. Yeah, and then that was my first ever poster event. So like that was the first time I had my logo on a poster.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was called Kalki in Swansea.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
Kalki. It was a good event for those that came.
Yeah. And those who missed out, you took the L. Do you know what I mean?
I think it was a good night. It was a good
Yeah.
night. I think everyone enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, of
I had a
course.
really good time. I think everyone that came down. Shout out to all the boys that came down.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone that like supported
Yeah, of
supported
course,
that
of
event.
course.
Like,
The thing is, like, what we were missing in that era was most definitely, it wasn't tailored for Malus. There was plenty of Tamil events going on, don't get me wrong, like, which did push some music in for Malu, like Malu people.
yeah.
Like, മലയാളികൾക്ക് like അങ്ങനെ പാട്ടുകളായിട്ട് വളരെ കുറവ് പരിപാടികളുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And say like silly mistakes that some DJs make or playing the wrong language, Mangalam, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You know what? Like when we were in Malaga
Yeah.
on the boat, I actually played the wrong language version of Lejaudi.
what?
I think
Have the lads let you off with it?
nah, they didn't. They,
Nah, I was
they
gonna
took
say-
every opportunity
To rinse it.
Rinse it.
That's it. Hey, you were waved. Yeah, you could just push it off like that. Well, no, like obviously everybody makes mistakes, man. But the thing is, like some people, like in this sense, like to have a Malu DJ for the Malayali community also, it was more than just a flex. It was something that was needed. It was necessary, in especially in our common era. you know what I mean?
There wasn't any. So when we, as I told you, we were looking to do an event in Swansea. So even for that event, we were looking for DJs around, but we didn't because there's Tamil DJs available, as you said, but there's not Malu DJs that can tailor for the Malu audience.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a niche that we thought, okay, let's exploit that. So that's definitely something that went through my mind,
Yeah.
like when I was starting this out. So
Uh-huh.
it's definitely something that we all needed, we
Yeah.
all wanted.
Yeah.
So and then, but I didn't see anyone else taking that step forward to take up that role of
Yeah.
Malu DJ.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's plenty of people out there which always wanted, hey, look, I'm good at the aux. I can play music. I've got a good playlist. Like they have the potential to be a DJ, but nobody takes that step forward.
You know what? So my playlist was never amazing. My playlist was just like other people's playlists.
Oh wow.
It's after I started all of this that I was like, okay, I need to build my playlist.
Okay, wow.
So that's when I went out my way to like, so during the COVID period, I just listened to songs after songs and songs. And
that was your revision time.
That was my revision time that went towards this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have to thank lockdown. In a sense, like a lot of people saw lockdown as like their pull down, but for you that was definitely like a push up where you managed to grow yourself in some sense.
Definitely the starter, I'd say.
So it was just a starting
It was just a
motivation.
starting
Yeah. But still, like even that starting motivation led you to where you are right now.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, like there's some people which didn't even take that starting motivation. That's why that's why you are a successful DJ at this point. In all sense.
Not there yet.
Yeah. Maybe not there at your goal, but you're definitely on track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why in the sense this episode is of the dedication to the excellence. And if it wasn't for that specific excellence that you had, you wouldn't be doing one event a week at this point. Do you know what I mean? At minimum. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what you're.
I mean, like during February, March, I had an event a week.
Yeah.
Like, that felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like okay, people that just showed that people want to listen to the music that I was playing, and also like that I could deliver. People trusted it. People ended up trusting that I could deliver for their event.
Mm-hmm.
This was something like at the start I didn't think I had.
Yeah.
Because at the early stages, when I didn't have my own events company or like I had my own money stock to do events, no one was giving me opportunities to show what I had. So
in a sense, did that push you forward to do more, or did
precisely,
that?
Precisely. Like it made me want to do more things to get my name out there.
Yeah.
So the only way I could get my name out there, like what I thought was through my own businesses or through my own event company or through my own money socks.
Yeah.
So that was a way for me that was an opening to get my name out.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. For like, I'm very similar in that sense. When like you were president of you were on Malusoc, I was president of my Malusoc the previous year. We were on the same boat in that sense. But you created your own Malusoc, which is hats off, something incredible on its own. Because to create something new that no one's ever done before you were in the first Malu in Swansea.
No.
I know that you were like there was generations of Malus in Swansea before. None of them did it. They may have wanted to do it. None of them took action.
There was a lot of people which helped along the way.
Oh yeah, of course. Like building the community might have been there, but to make the society itself, that's another step forward.
Yeah, of course.
It may be a small step for what you did, but for the generations coming, it's quite a huge step itself.
I feel like there's a base where people can meet, so where people can explore their Malu culture.
That's the one. And in terms of, while we're on the topic, in terms of culture, like, do you see? I'm sure, like from what you said, that Malu culture would benefit having these Malu societies around us. Yeah.
Of course.
In that sense, the universities which lack Malu societies, do you feel like they should push themselves to create a Malu society themselves?
100%. Like it's something that's in us. It's in our blood.
Yeah.
So when we organize these Malu events and when we see other Malu people, it's like like when we interact with Malu people, like it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it's something special. It's like it's not something I think like most majority of people think about that. Or I want to see more Malu people. But I think when they get to especially university, like when they're surrounded by like different cultured people, like I think everyone misses that Malu culture, Malu aspect of life.
Of course. Like in a sense, even the people say that I've experienced some students which have been in my society, which used to not have like much Malayali culture, like, and then when they started mingling with more Malus, they started connecting to that Malayali side of their life, and they like. I'm not saying they turned around and started like, but I mean like in their heart they knew that this is home. Do you know what I mean?
I went into university thinking that I'm in Swansea.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to see like another brown person, let alone, you know what I mean? But then like the years above me, like Kevin John, like all of them, Nigel, all of them, like Joel, all of them, they organized the first one for in Swansea that's ever happened. So like it's because of that I went and met all those Malus in Swansea. Otherwise, like I don't think I would have met anyone else.
No.
Like I knew a few people here and there, but having this opportunity to go out to see Malayalis, meant that I could meet more people. Mm-hmm. So, and because they are basically another me, you know what I mean? Like they experience similar things. Like we've all grown up around the same background. Yeah. So
you put Velvet around, they're all dancing.
They're all dancing.
It's good. So like we've all had that similar childhood,
exactly.
And that also connects back to your DJ. You know, all of these guys want to experience that party, but that but with a sprinkle of that Malayali touch.
Yeah.
I'm sure you specialize in R&B, hip hop music as well, on top of just Malayalam music, Tamil
I
music.
try to do a mix of everything.
Yeah, of course, and the blends you've got, they're cold, bro. And you got to experience it yourself, because like me talking about it will not do you justice. But at the end of the day, like you putting your own talent out there must have influenced so many people themselves to have one, hey, could you teach me how to do this? Have you ever been approached by anybody which is like, hey?
I actually have.
Yeah.
So there's been a few people which I think have come up to me while I'm DJing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I appreciate your work.
Yeah.
Can you teach me?
Yeah. Just as simple as that. How was
that.
your first experience when you heard that?
I was like,
Yeah, I'm looking some more.
I was like, I've not been DJing for that long. Like, I've not been in the game for too long enough for me to like teach other people.
The thing is, when it comes to certain arts, bro, and people see the success that you bring to the table, doesn't matter how long you've been in the game, it's how good you do the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you play the game good, then I don't think anybody cares about how long you've been in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's actually a few people that have actually reached out to me on Instagram. There's actually a lot of upcoming DJs out there, like Manlu DJs out there, which sees the opportunity.
that's what we like to hear, man.
Yeah,
That's
sees
what
the
we like to
opportunity.
hear.
But there needs to be more Manlu DJs.
Yeah,
I
of
think.
course, of course. And in a sense, like, with our culture, with our society, one of the main problems that we have is restriction of creative arts. Obviously the stereotypical arts, I'm not saying that their own sense of art's any worse, honestly, like, say like dancing and singing is influenced, but the Western arts, say like DJing, like rapping, I know plenty of lyrical artists in my own circles which decide to not do it because they don't believe in themselves enough, because their parents never pushed them, or because the people they're close to never pushed them, because that also brought that disbelief. At the end of the day, you need to believe in yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No one's gonna provide that push
No.
unless you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I say, like you could have listened to everybody else which said, oh no, that's going on. I'm sure plenty of people told you, oh, look, I should not.
Parents.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The thing is, yeah, your parents are only looking out for the best for you.
No, of course.
Just in case, like the fear of failure is something which they would never want to see their child fail.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. I'm not going to ever blame any parent which says no, you shouldn't go for that. They're not saying no.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my dad, yeah, he's the sort of person which first up he'd say no. He would 100% believe that we could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he says no because he knows so many people will, and if we have the ampere to tackle that no, do you know what I mean? Say like when we did the cycling challenge back in 2021, my dad said no straight up. How sure are you that you're going got a problem? Yeah, and then he saw how big my yes was.
Yeah.
And that's when my dad was like, no more billion label. I didn't do And then like the amount of people which went and asked my dad, oh, and the responses my dad gave, I cannot speak on this episode. Like just very lightly. You know what I mean? But like I say, every parent which does stop you, in their mind they might be thinking just like my dad. But like they're just testing you to see if that's what you really want.
Exactly.
Because you know how like while up until 24 or 25, I don't know the exact age, but our brain's not fully developed enough for us to make certain decisions. You know what I mean? Like in that sense, we're just playing around and trying new things until we know that's what we want. They don't want to risk you quitting your degree for you to go to DJ and find out that's not what you wanted at the end. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. That's the same. Exactly the case. So like when I was telling my parents, I wanna try this out. They were like, are you sure about that? And then I just thought to myself, let me show them. Like what?
Yeah.
Let me show them like that I can do it. Let me show them that I am dedicated to make this happen. So that's how when I started getting more and more events, they were like they started to see that okay, this guy can do something that we never thought that he could.
This is my son.
Exactly. So that's now obviously they're like chill.
Yeah.
They know what's up, but I think it's the same thing for most parents. And so like my parents have always said like you can do your DJing anything on the side, But make sure you have that degree. Make sure you have that educational background.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like
back on.
with us being minors, South Asians, foreign individuals, when it comes to, we're in middle upper class families, bro. So like our lifestyle in general, when it comes to marriage, the other family will always look at, hey, has this guy got a degree? Yeah. And if he doesn't have a degree, does he have enough money? We both know that we will, yeah. But at the end of the day, like, they're still gonna, he's got no education. That's gonna be instilled to the kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're not wrong for thinking that. Yeah. A lot of people will tell me that's wrong, but in my personal opinion, they're just looking out for their their children. Yeah. Like if I had a daughter, I'd make sure that kid's got everything possible and something to fall back on. Yeah. If that's not the case, then you're not marrying my kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
There needs to be always assurance.
Yeah.
And you can still go forward. You can still grow. You know what I mean? Like you can still continue with life.
Yeah.
Because you've only started out in life. You still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So, like you can't just like stop here. You can't fail here.
Yeah.
You have to carry on. You have to be able to pick yourself up and carry on.
That's the one. I don't know if you were the one which told me about the burning the boat.
I don't think it was me. No.
Was it? Somebody told me about you got to burn your boat. But like it was along the lines of something that I was doing. So I'm because of the business that I'm going to go into, I'm going to be quitting my full-time job just so I can focus on the business completely sometime in the next year. But
sometimes you have to.
You have to burn the boat because like otherwise you won't push yourself to do as great as you're meant to be doing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to make these rash decisions, which at the moment you think, it's not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe.
The comfort zone.
Yeah, the comfort zone. You gotta get out the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Sometime or other. Yeah. So like, if you wanna like go forward with your business, sometimes you have to eliminate certain pieces of the chessboard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like some crucial pieces. Of the chessboard, you gotta go forward.
So another way, like I don't know who, Denzel Washington said this. If you're gonna fall, make sure you fall forward. At least you'll know where you fall. And if you're falling, if you fall on your back, you can see where you go, see where you are. You can still get up. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's if you get knocked down and you stay down, that's what the problem is. Yeah, and I'm safe. I'm comfortable with everything that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm in a comfortable spot right now, and I don't like that. Yeah. I actually hate that slightly because like this comfortable area that I'm sat in, it's not helping me grow. No. It's not helping me, but I'm doing my thing on the side where it's really uncomfortable. Like a lot of I get drive from uncomfortable things. Like when I do uncomfortable things in my mind, it winds me up. You know what I mean? It winds me up to do, say like if I come into the gym at 5 in the morning, that winds me up. Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to do it. I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, this bed is really comfortable. There was times where I didn't even sleep on my bed because I knew I wouldn't wake up in time. I slept on the floor just so I could wake up at 5. You know what I mean? That's joke, no joke, bro, no joke. That's the shit I used to do in case I was too tired. Say I'm sleeping at like 3 and I still need to get up at 5. I'll sleep on the floor.
Well, you still wake up at 5?
I'll still wake up at 5.
That's dedication.
No, that's what I mean, bro. Like the thing is, like a lot of people in this day and age, we're very used to the comfort of life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if you decided to burn off the dreams and the visions that you had of being a DJ, being on a deck, I'm sure like some of the events that you saw, the crowd and stuff, you would have never imagined that kind of crowd that you're DJing for. Like, but when you experience that height, how did it feel? If you don't mind me just.
It was amazing actually. So like when the audience sings along, when the audience vibes along to your music, it's an amazing feeling. It's the feeling of you've done something right, and then it's that feeling that makes me want to carry on, makes me want to do if this is the feeling now, imagine the feeling at the end when I reach the peak. So there's been a couple of events that I can't lie, the vibe has been amazing. Yeah. So
probably so.
But the vibes have been like unmatched, immaculate, unmatched. I can't lie. But that's so when I'm DJing, I want to enjoy myself as well. So the music I'm playing
is for yourself.
It's for myself as well. It's not just to
impress a lot of people.
No, it's not so that I've got I need to run a business, so
Yeah.
like I've got to run LCV so that next time people will come and people will enjoy it. But I want to enjoy myself. I'm sat behind a booth for 4 hours. If I don't enjoy myself, why would I want to carry on?
It's like you have to aim for the core of the fire to make sure that you build up. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense, man. That makes sense because most people like a lot of the events. I'm not going to point any fingers, but like a lot of events come with like teams and groups which go into this field. They just focus on trying to make money. They focus on trying to get numbers. They'd be great at marketing. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They'd be great at marketing, but the crowd goes in there. The crowd comes back and they're like, "Oh, I was dead." Why? Because they weren't focused enough with the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why your heart is with the people. That's why your events are so much more successful.
Mm-hmm.
LCB events does an event. You know the crowd is going to be popping. So you know what I mean? And that's
hopefully it should be. It should be popping. That's the whole aim of the event.
Mm-hmm.
The aim of the event is not just for us to make money, or like it's to bring like vibes.
Yeah.
It's to bring vibes to the people, like to the audience.
Yeah, that's
So give them an experience that they can't forget. It's the same case when I'm DJing for other events companies.
Yeah.
Like it's never the case that I'm just there to stand there to play random music
Yeah.
for 5 hours. No, it's so that I enjoy being there myself, and also that people there enjoy the event with me.
Yeah. So like in a matter of fact, that's giving you 100%.
Yeah.
Not half-assed events, and then not events where you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it, so my music isn't gonna feel it. So you still give your 100%, even if you're not feeling it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know
There
what I
was
mean?
an event in Coventry, I think you were there.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, where you said I'm not feeling it, but I was like, the crowd is feeling it, mate. Look at the crowd, like they're popping. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So like even if some days like it gets tiring,
yeah, of course.
because like there's other stuff that which happens in my life. It's not just DJing. So like, some stuff may affect how I perform on the night when I'm DJing. So
Well, you make sure that discipline's still there
Yeah.
with your art.
I have to get my job done, because at the end of the day, it's my brand that I'm representing. Me DJing is, if I don't do a good enough job, like that's my market value. That's
Yeah, decreasing. Of course. Imagine everybody's expecting a lit event and you play music according to what your mind is like. That's not. Imagine you're playing Beowulf throughout the.
it won't be a good time. It won't be.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously Beowulf once is actually sick. Do you know what I mean? Everybody backs it, but like, say like it's just sad music throughout the night. Everybody's going out crying. You know what I mean? But you don't expose like the difficulties that you go through, and I'm sure like with being somebody so upfront in the crowd, it must be tough trying to balance the both. Like
there's been a few times which is like people also have. I'm not trying to say like that I should never listen to what people say, suggestions and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's been some questionable suggestions that I've got in the past.
What's the worst? I want to hear it. What's the worst?
Oh, I don't know. You know, some like Telugu song like. Because you can play it if the crowd can buy to it.
Yeah.
If the crowd can't buy to it, then
It's not worth
it's
playing.
not worth playing.
No, of course.
So it was kind of like earlier on in my career as a DJ, and yeah, I didn't know fully what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I just played
So you
some
say-
random song. I was like, yeah, go for it.
The ability to say no
Yeah.
must be something that you got used to throughout your DJ career.
Yes, and the ability, like the need to say no, became more and more prominent as I kept going.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because like some songs you may have just played endlessly,
Yeah.
and like how does it feel when people keeps bringing back the same song? I'm sure like say Veil Muriga
Yeah.
or like Legend, like the proper bangers. Like I'm sure people which came in late, people which weren't there when you played it previous.
And there's been songs which have been like multiple requested.
Yeah.
I have to say no in that sense because I've already played it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to play the same song that I've already played already, because just because one person or one group of friends didn't hear it doesn't mean the rest of the audience haven't heard it. You know what I mean?
No, of course.
So I shouldn't. I never I never do it. I never play music for a group of people. So you
Yeah.
have to play for the whole. You have to assess the vibe.
Yeah, of course. And like making sure the crowd is working accurately.
Yeah. I mean, I try my best all the time, like DJing wise. Like I try to take requests. I try to make everyone happy, but there's always you can never make everyone happy. Like you can like so yeah you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. So that's bad. That's bad. The way I didn't even say I know the next question. You're like, and then you don't know anymore. So let's go into it. Who was your hero?
You know, I've actually never thought about that question until like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's something that's never crossed my mind. Who do
Yeah.
I look up to? Who
Yeah.
is my hero? But the honest answer is everyone that's around me. It's everyone that's around me that are my heroes, because all the people that I surround myself with, like, they've had the motivation to do something with their lives, to be someone, to have an impact. So I've seen that around me. So I think everyone, in that sense, everyone is a hero to me, because it's not like kind of like jealousy, but it's kind of like giving me that motivation to be like, oh, I want a taste of what these guys are doing.
Yeah. I don't want to be left behind
I don't wanna be
while
left
everybody's doing great.
Exactly.
That makes sense. That's great. That's a very interesting perspective, actually.
Yeah.
Because usually you see people excelling in their lives or going past, above and beyond, and most people which are left behind, they usually tend to blame the other people for leaving them or whatever, but you chose to keep up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's true friendship.
Like, you can never do everything on your own. You have to, like, when you grow, your boys grow, everyone around you grows with you.
That's the one.
It has to. Otherwise, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't grow.
No, of course.
You can't be successful.
There's obviously there's the anomalies where they turn around, oh, I did all this myself, I did it. No one could do that for themselves, man.
No.
Like at the end of the day, there was always somebody on the background which helped you out. There was somebody who may not have been family, may not have been friends, but there was always somebody in the background which provided something there for you, or an opportunity which was for me. Yeah, I believe in God, so like God opens all these opportunities for me to make things happen. Like for example, this why we're sitting here right now, bro. I truly pass that to God, because all of the chances possible, was against us.
I don't think it's a coincidence either.
That's what I mean, bro. That's what I mean. Like, this may push you to do something in future, because for all we know, like, you may have had the fear of cameras. Do you know what I mean? Now,
I do.
he's overcome it. So I guess that's one. But the thing is, like, while we're on the topic of fears, what scares you?
In the sense of actual fears, falling.
Oh, is it?
But in like, I'm trying to say like in scared of falling in a physical sense, and also in like, just collapsing.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what to say. Like, as in like falling, as in like failure.
Yeah. Oh, that falling.
That falling. both.
So. Yeah. So that's a great way to put it, because like you like to stay on your 2 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm not scared of heights. I can climb
Yeah.
up, but I'm scared of the fall down, so I'll never look behind.
Oh,
That's
an interesting way of looking at life as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So like it's not a good. I don't know. You should always appreciate where you come from.
Yeah.
But I think that because I was always scared of failure, or always scared. Not to say that I haven't failed. Of course I failed.
Yeah.
But like me not wanting to, being scared of failure has given me that drive to succeed even more, be even more hungry to reach even higher goals. So
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, because for me, like, the hunger is a big thing for me. From my perspective, I've told you this story recently, but like, when you get a taste of what you want and then you don't get it, that drive that you get from that is a different sort of gradient.
like when you're so close
So close.
When you feel it.
When you feel it, when it's there, and when it just gets taken away from you, that's a different sort of push that you get to. But if that, a lot of people would take that, and that would push them into some sort of a spiral down, or you could channel that to rocket you up into a different level.
It's all about perspective.
So that's the one.
It's all about how you. So even if you don't achieve it,
Mm-hmm.
it's about how you bounce back. So
That's the one.
So if you fail, you can have two ways.
Yeah.
You could have I'm no good.
Yeah.
I'm not getting back up. I'm
Exactly.
never reaching my goal. Or you could be like, let me try a little bit harder.
That's why optimism comes
Yeah.
to this perspective. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? For all you know, you could have quit your degree, but you still managed to keep going through it. You make enough money without the degree on its own with your side hustle.
Yeah.
With the side hustle, you make enough money that you didn't have to finish your book out of the respect for your parents. You stuck around.
Yeah.
When you started your course, you wanted to. I'd let you say the story.
When I started my course, I wanted to finish it. So I went in that mentality. It's like if I start something, I want to finish it.
Yeah.
So that's why I've stuck to the end.
Mhm.
So I'm now nearly finishing my masters.
Yeah.
So with that mindset that I've had before,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I've stuck with it. Even though I have had plenty of thoughts along the journey
Mm-hmm.
that maybe it's not for me. Maybe I should try a different path.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it, and I think the saying, it's not the destination, it's the journey. What I've learned along even my degree, I think I can never replace it, because the information that I've learned, the people that I've met, the connections that I've made, I think even if my degrees, in a sense, like even if my degree becomes worthless, what I've learned, what I've gained outside of this is actually priceless.
Yeah, of course. Like every experience is worthwhile knowledge, isn't it? Going back to the conversation of you seeing your friends as heroes, this is a bit more of a deeper part of this conversation. Would in a sense that bring a vulnerability to you? Do you think trusting people too much brings vulnerability?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how I said before, like you have to use yourselves, friends, as motivation, but it can't be like envy for them. It cannot be like, why does he get all of this stuff? You know what I mean?
That's the excuses. It's the language of the poor, isn't it? Excuses. Like when why does he have it? Why can't I have it?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're not trying. Most of the people would say that. They sit on their arse, they don't do anything in their life, and they don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
People would say, why am I doing, why does he have it and I don't?
That shouldn't be the mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
You should be like, that guy, what has that guy done to get there?
Mhm.
What can I do to get there as well?
Yeah, exactly. Precisely that. And say, like I was saying, in terms of the vulnerability that comes with trusting people, have you ever, in a sense, in your journey, felt like people have trodden on your feet, or like people?
Drag it down.
Yeah.
I mean, you always have it.
Yeah.
You always think that, okay, why am I carrying these people up?
Oh yeah.
You always have that there. So sometimes it feels like you're doing all the hard work, but
Mhm.
someone else isn't putting in the same amount of effort as you. But what I've took away from this, I think, is that everyone has their own part to play.
Mhm.
So if that certain person didn't play that small role, maybe this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, of course.
Like, no matter how small of an input a person has,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Sometimes presence on its own
100%.
plays a whole different role, doesn't it? Like, say, especially when it becomes significant people. For me, myself and yourself, we see our friends as family as well. People, even if they don't see it like that, that's family to us. You know what I mean? So like, if one person's missing, we'll notice that person's missing. It doesn't matter how, like, if everyone's there, but that one person, it's like the parable of the one sheep which was lost. You know what I mean? Like, if that one sheep isn't there, you just that,
Something's not right.
Something's not right. You know what I mean? It doesn't kill the whole mood because the rest of them are still there. That doesn't make you any less grateful. It's not complete. That's the one. But when everyone's there, and you're just like, this is how I feel, this is joy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that gives you another sensation on its own, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm thankful to the people that I have around me.
For
Like,
sure.
I'm me, or like everything I've done is because of them.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, God willing as well, that we continue to be friends,
Mm-hmm.
continue to be family.
Yeah.
Close, we keep that close relationship for the rest of our lives, which
Yeah.
I think we will.
Yeah.
But it's because of the people that I have around me. It's because of the people that have been beside me through this journey that I am here talking to you.
Yeah,
about
of course.
DJing, all of this,
Yeah.
everything,
No,
etc.
it was. When you started off LCB, you were also seeing an opportunity to create opportunity for others. What pushed you to be a part of that journey on its own?
So LCB came about after Swansea.
Mm-hmm.
Swansea, Manusov, we did our first event. I told you about that earlier. So after Kalki, we were on the drive back, all of us together, and we were like, why can't we do this ourselves? Like,
It's once you get a taste of how simple something so big looks, you want to start doing that more, don't
exactly.
you?
Like, it's not as hard as it seems. Like I think before this whole clubbing scene started, I think like when we would go out, like we're like, oh, you know, there's bouncers, there's so much hard, so much to orchestrate. But
all it is just connecting the dots.
it's just connecting the dots. Like it's not as hard as people think it.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I think right now there are so many events companies because people have come to a realization
How simple it is.
how simple it is.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not simple. It's not like you can walk into a club and be like, I wanna, there is hard work to it.
There is work behind
Yeah,
it.
but-
There is work behind it.
But it's not as difficult as people make it.
No.
Of course, I mean that's why. I mean, you know the mentality of certain, like most humans. Or you see somebody fishing in one pond, I'll fish that exact place because he's caught fish there. You know what I mean? At the end of it, everybody has less fish than that one person would have. You know what I mean? But it's also the fact that your event was completely unique to its game. Say, Paradisa with a brunch.
Right.
What?
So Paradisa came about because so after this conversation, all of us sat down together and then we were like, how can we make this different? How can we make the user experience different?
Yeah.
We didn't want to do a normal night out because
There
at
was
the time,
plenty of night outs.
So that's when the idea of it just came about in a group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh, that sounds like a sick idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Then the search behind the hunt began for a venue. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Trying to
finding
get that spot.
perfect venue.
Of course.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, definitely. A vibey place. I can't,
Yeah.
like I say, I can't exaggerate to you how much of a perfect destination, perfect location that these guys pulled up with. Because unlike many clubs, unlike many party spots, it felt like an out of UK experience. Just that outside balcony area on its own, and
It's just like we wanted that. We go back to the point like we wanted to have a good time
yeah,
as well. So it's something that what would we enjoy in this? Like if we were to go on, would we go on this night out?
yeah,
Would we go on this like Paradisa event
Yeah.
if we were an outsider?
yeah,
Put ourselves in the shoes of the consumer,
yeah,
shoes of the customer.
yeah.
Like,
And that's what makes every business successful, isn't it? When they put themselves in the shoes of the consumer.
yeah.
on its
You
own.
gotta imagine yourself like, would I be in the crowd?
That's the one. So like, will I buy this product? Will I be in that crowd? Yeah, that 100%. No, I mean like, what's the future of LCB looking like? That?
Future LCB, we just keep on growing.
Yeah.
We just keep on growing, do more events.
Mhm.
It's something that we enjoy, something that we can do. But we are looking to expand,
Yeah.
do more things, do a variety,
Mhm.
just to stand out,
Yeah. Make it different.
make it different.
Of
Exactly.
course.
So that more events like Paradisa probably,
Yeah.
more like because clubbing events, it's
Yeah.
available. to
No,
people.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So, oh, that's incredible. Like Nella at 16. What 16-year-old Nella? Oh, Ashen. Sorry, is it just used to?
Nella came about.
Yeah, let me hear that part. Like, how did
Nella-
Nella come out when?
Nella only came about was after I think it was after sixth form.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nella, if you don't know, is short for Nella, which is my family name. So Nella only came about like I think very recently, last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like 17, 18 years before that, Ashin.
Oh yeah.
Just Ashin.
Ashin.
Just
Ashin.
yeah. Just Ashin, yeah. So like that innocent little boy, like
Yeah.
just homework.
Still innocent. Don't get me wrong. Like some people don't do this. I'm not going to speak too much, or I'm in big trouble.
Anyway, yeah. So Ashin, 16 years old, like just getting on with studies, GCSEs, just enjoying life. You know, like just vibing, just going along with the flow, trying to get into a good uni, trying to get into a good course, and then I go to college, find my path there, meet some amazing people that I still cherish today. Like the people that I met in college stick with you for the rest of your lives, because the people there, I was fortunate enough to meet people with the same mindset and the same motivation as I did in college.
Yeah.
So, and one of them, I think that's pushed me to even do this whole DJ thing was Harship, one of my boys, Harship. Like, he's a producer, so shout out Common Sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a producer, so he actually pushed me to take on this musical career, even though I have no musical background. So he was like, it's not that hard, give it a go.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? So
every opportunity not taken is an opportunity missed.
of course.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, we have. I'm sure, like, there's plenty of listeners which are here right now, waiting for that opportunity, waiting for the right time. Don't wait. Just do it, man. Just do it, because like the fact that you waiting for some magical opportunity, saying, "Oh, this is the right time to do it," never gonna come. It never will.
It never comes.
Say like the podcast itself that I'm doing right now, I winged it. I had no idea what I was doing. I did one podcast prior, just with my friend. Coconut Talks, Alabarati, if you guys don't already know. But which it was just casual conversation. That's what pushed me and inspired me to make a podcast of my own. I was like, this isn't that hard, and I like talking. You know what I mean? That's all it was. And I hope this conversation wasn't too uncomfortable for you. So I'm like,
I came in here like, I don't know what to expect. Actually, got to.
Do you see what I mean? Like I said, it's overcoming fears and overcoming just certain little anxieties. It's not as hard as it seems until you take that one step forward. You know what I mean? Like
if you want to do anything, like if you have any plans or if you have any mindsets of doing anything, make sure just go out there and do it. Just start it out. Just see what happens, and then go from there.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. And say, we're coming up to a little challenge actually. So I'm going to mention that. So July 8th, me and the Route 66 were coming back, and we're doing the 3 Peaks Challenge, which is Ben Nevis, Scaffold Peak, and Snowdonia, like all in 24 hours.
That's crazy.
So like you know, we did the cycling challenge 2 years ago, and 2 years has reached, and we're going to do our next challenge this year. It's also going to be for charity. It's going to be a GoFundMe up and everything. That's going to happen very soon. So let's get back onto the topic, shall we? Since I've just deviated from what makes people unsuccessful to your opinion?
Success, I actually, it's a hard concept, success, because success to me means comfort. But if you don't want to be comfortable, you're never successful. I don't know.
No. Elaborate.
So what I mean is success is when you've achieved your goals.
Yeah.
Success is when you think that you've reached the max of what you can
Your
achieve,
potential.
your potential. But then success shouldn't limit you. Success, like your comfort zone shouldn't limit you, restrict you from achieving more, because you may have the potential to reach more. But
Well,
success comes from you achieving your goals.
Yeah. Well, in a sense, what you mean is success should be endless and not limited to achieving certain goals. But every time you succeed in something, the next thing should be there.
Yeah, there should be a drive to
Yeah,
get
of
the
course,
next thing.
of course.
Because we're never done.
No, that's the one. That's the
We
one.
never
The
stop
moment
practicing.
the moment we settle, that's game over.
It's game over. Maybe settle when you're like retirement. Like,
Well, you know, so I don't think David Goggins is going to settle anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But say, in a sense of seeing yourself in 10 years' time, what do you see yourself doing?
who knows?
I don't know.
Hopefully doing something that I enjoy. Doing something that, because me 10 years ago is like, it's not what I imagined myself doing now.
What did you imagine yourself 10 years old?
Oh, I thought I'd be a pilot.
Really?
I thought I'd be a pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Me too, but I was too tall.
I never knew that was a restriction.
Oh, it actually is. You have to be under 5'10" or like 6 foot something. But there's definitely 6'4" people caught me on a flight working. I know that. And it is what it is, man. I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now. Do you know what I mean?
No, of course. Like 10 years ago, like, I wanted to be a pilot. Then after that, it didn't seem that reasonable because to become a pilot. Hats off to everyone that became a pilot because
Yeah.
the procedure like is so long. You gotta be dedicated. You gotta stay on top of everything. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think,
you have to have a different level of focus as well.
of course. I don't think like when I did some research into it, I don't think that was for me.
Yeah.
So that made me want to do.
I mean, I guess like a pilot deals with loads of buttons and stuff, and you're a DJ and you also deal with loads of buttons and stuff.
Not nearly enough buttons.
Yeah, not nearly enough buttons. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like that made me want to go down the aerospace engineering path because I thought the next best thing for pilot is to be like, okay, let me see if I can design one, let me see if I can build one. And that's led me to my aerospace engineering at Swansea University.
Okay, so you were doing some sort of project which was affiliated with like some deep research, or?
Yeah, so right now our group, we're working on hybrid electric aircrafts.
Mad.
So yeah, we're doing some big stuff right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll contribute to air travel in the future.
So you're the next Tesla, yeah?
No,
For airplanes.
we're trying.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, like the idea is still out there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if once that up and going, I'm sure everybody was just oh, I've seen that guy. That's actually yeah. No, he designed that. You know? Like,
I'm not sure if I'll be designing planes, but like we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
You never know. You never know where life could take
Exactly.
you. No, of course. So in terms of ഒരു ചിന്തയുണ്ടല്ലോ ഈ ചോദ്യം അടുത്തതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് തലയിൽ പോയിട്ടുള്ളൂ.
Actually, I was gonna ask you, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Now the interview is just using the reverse card of me, you know. Where do I see myself in 10 years? My parents are retired. Yeah. My parents are retired. I'm married. I have children. They are all stress-free. If my future missus wants to work, she'll be working. But I will have enough money that I've accumulated over the years of the hard work that I'm putting through right now, in order to completely retire not only my parents, but if possible, my extended family as well.
You don't want to put your family through what you had to go
No,
through.
of course not. I mean, I've merely edged the surface of what they had to go through, but I would never actually want. I want to make sure my family is debt free,
Yeah.
and that is in a sense. By debt free, I don't mean not use debts, but because like as a businessman, you make sure you use the debts in order to come to your benefit.
Yeah.
But I mean debt free as in they don't have to work stupid amount of hours anymore in order to get to that financial safety.
Yeah.
I just want to create a bracket of financial safety around them. That doesn't mean take the responsibility of them, but if they ever have to turn for money, they won't have to go to stupid interest rates in order to get debt that they can never pay off.
Of course.
Because they'll always have a family member, say not just my family, but friends. They could literally turn around and say, I need a loan.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? I've always been that sort of person.
Yeah, of course.
Where I didn't. If somebody asked me for $500 right now, I'd be like, take it. I may be deep in overdraft. It's a bit silly when you think about it, but that's a lot I have for certain people. I would just be like, hey, yo, take it, don't worry about it. Nah, don't worry about paying me back about that. Because at the end of the day, for me, I don't need that money as much as this person does, otherwise he wouldn't come to me.
Does that mean I can get half a grand of you?
Yeah, go on, bro. But now more listeners are just gonna be like, yo, Sid. But no, like I said, bro, like in a sense, once I am on that financial bracket of safety, because right now with I'm not gonna speak too much about it because I'm somebody which truly believes that the more I talk about it, the less I take the blessings out of myself. So like I'm just gonna broadly mention it where like I've invested a certain amount of time and money into the venture I'm going into right now, and that's not what the visible eye can see. That's ventures which is outside. I'm doing on the back. Like I said, I'm sooner or later, hopefully, and then we'll something out of it. I'm going to be leaving my job, and I'm going to be completely focused on my business because honestly, I don't know who told me this quote, but I will be burning my boat, which has left me on safety. Like I said, I don't like being too comfortable. I like uncomfortable situations. Say like a chaotic scenario happened while we were on holiday, and everybody kept asking me, "Oh, Sid, I'm sorry you had to do that," and I was like, "Bro, I like being uncomfortable, man." People don't understand how much that drives me. Like I like my own company from first, and that's something that people need to understand that they need to do themselves, where they need to like their own company.
That's something that I think it takes a lot of discipline. Or liking your own company. I know I can't sit in a room by myself.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. The thing is, like, it's not nearly as hard as you think it is, because once you come across it and once you appreciate yourself as much as you should, you'll start doing things that your mind could never. Do you know what I mean? Like, the only difference between someone's comfort zone and someone pushing themselves to be successful is the discipline to listen to the mind more than the heart. Everybody listens to the heart.
Would you say that's the first step that your viewers need to take?
Oh yeah, of course. That's why my first episode was about self-discipline. Everything I do on my podcast, every episode has been tailored as a step-by-step process of what people need to go through in order to get where I will be. Even this podcast, man. I'm going to be at a certain level of success this time in 5 years. I know that. And I know I'll be there because I'm so determined to be there. Anyway, there's so much, the flame in me right now is on, you can't put it out because that's how much drive I'm in right now to push myself to where I want to be.
Make sure it happens.
I'll make sure it happens, and because of the promises that I made to myself, I'm not going to disappoint myself again. I had the point where I broke myself down to what I never imagined myself being in lockdown. I went the other route for lockdown. I did.
What, the COD tournaments?
The COD tournaments was the fun part. Like it was kind of a redeeming part. I was like, hey, look, I could put together something. I didn't do that on my own actually. I did that with a group of people myself, and I realized I have the power to bring people together. And if I've got that kind of a skill, why don't I use that to bring people together in general?
Would you say that's your skill?
Yeah, partially. That's one of the many skills.
That's your gift that you have.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I get that from my dad.
Yeah.
My dad has the ability to bring people together, and like it's phenomenal. But same with myself. When it comes to say card tournaments, like in the middle of lockdown, I saw an opportunity. I was like, why don't? There's so many people online right now. It actually just came up on like you played it as well. Like that's and
I'm not one anymore.
Huh?
No,
you don't have to tell the viewers that. I'll cut that bit out. But no, like I said, like you played that tournament as well. But in lockdown, people were just waiting for a moment where everybody could get together and do something.
Exactly.
Completely COVID legal. We managed to host a tournament of about between 50 to 100 people, bro. Between 50 to 100 people showed up, online servers, just connected from one person to the other.
I've never seen so many people punctual in my life.
And that was in the middle of lockdown as well. But it was an opportunity because most people were home anyways.
Yeah.
We put it at a time where people would come back from shifts, 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, everybody was there and people were playing this game, which was which is merely a very new game. Don't get me wrong, that Warzone only proper came out a few months before lockdown as well. And for us to take advantage of that, I don't know, everything just came together. I mean, that opportunity came, I took it, and me and a few of my boys, the gun benders, that's what we called each other in that time period. And then Jordan Vinny, all of us, Nella and Never Jordan, and like all of us came together. Like, I think we could connect enough people to have a COD tournament, and then we did it. Then we hosted a COD tournament. We did that 4 or 5 times, and people enjoyed it so much. They came back. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was we were going to host a FIFA one, but by then, like, lockdown started easing, and once it started easing, that was the end of it. There was no way we could come back with another. Trying to pull people together, it was just more difficult. We just made use of the opportunity, really, and then eventually, like, I made a football tournament, and then basketball tournament. Yeah, and then I realised how easy it was to bring people together, and it's not as hard when I don't have bad blood with many people.
Would you say that these tournaments and the experiences that you gained from these tournaments has led you or like benefited you on the path to excellence?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it in a sense, everything you do is an experience nonetheless. Every step you take towards something, it's always an experience. And say these tournaments that I've hosted, I've seen different. Why did I host them? I don't play. I'm not a pro player at COD. I'm not a pro player at football. I'm not a pro player at basketball. But I know there's people which are maybe not pros, but like which are quenching for that opportunity to play for something, to strive for something, because they weren't presented that same opportunity. Don't get me wrong, these big opportunities are always there. We are in the United Kingdom, we're in the Western world. There's so much more opportunity that somebody which in the Eastern world, say Indian, do you know what I mean? Half the opportunities that we have, we are spoiled with opportunity in this country. Do you know what I mean?
We just need to take them.
That's the one. A lot of people don't take that opportunity. I've mentioned this on my previous podcasts where I said it's because I went to India for 2 years, I realised how much opportunity I had in the UK. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have. And that's why I do so much with my life right now.
There's a reason why our parents came to this country.
That's the one. And it was so your life was more comfortable, but people take the comfortable part too much. They meant to give you opportunity for a better life, not for you to sit in your comfort zone for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? I can see the next generation of my little kids living in council houses because they didn't take the opportunities they were meant to, and they, you know why? Because they will always use excuses to blame things more than actually taking responsibility.
Do you think there's a reason that they don't have that drive, that dedication?
As rough as it sounds, it's the parents. It's the parents at the end of the day. There's no excuse behind it. I'm going to say it straight up. It's always the parents. There's no if, buts or maybes. If the parents discipline their children, in a sense, I don't mean like beat the shit out of them. That's not, in no sense am I saying that. Disciplining is not beating the shit out of your kid. It's making sure your kid is in the right track.
Showing them virtue.
Yeah, showing them virtue, showing them the meaning and values of life. And
for an example, I would like to say this is very suited
to just sit here, bro. If you sit here, it would actually make more sense.